Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a...
Okay, now we're going.
Let's
go, yeah, go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of a Brew for Two podcast. I'm your host, Brad, along with my co-host, Derek.
Hello.
We are here on episode number 24.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to talk about this week.
A lot of things.
Because we've been in social isolation.
Yeah.
This is the week of social isolation. So,
meanwhile, we're in your basement.
And to keep us entertained with the social isolation, I've been looking up a lot of pop articles, because the media's been popping this week.
Basically, like most of the media, especially this week, like concerning movies, TV shows, stuff like that, has all been, this is canceled, and this is canceled, and this is canceled, and this is canceled.
Halted production.
That's basically what's going on right now.
Yeah, basically. So we've been, I've been off.
Yeah. Because
this was my March break, but because of COVID-19, I'm also off for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
After this, and it might turn into longer than a 3 week off. It might turn into...
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it doesn't, but obviously if it does, then it does. But I'm hoping we have developments in the next 2 weeks where we're able to all go back to work full time, because that would be nice.
Have you been keeping busy? Have you been keeping busy with this social distancing and...
I haven't been doing anything. For me,
social isolation?
Because I'm such an introvert, nothing's changed at all for me. Literally, I go home, I go to work, I go home. I go to work, I go home. Thursday I had off, so I just stayed home. So nothing's literally changed for me, other than the fact that obviously this is going on, but short of that, nothing has actually really drastically changed for me. And obviously now I'm laid off of work, technically. I can still work, but it's a matter of if we actually go into work or not.
I've basically been here sitting on my chair, walking, and then when I get snacky, I walk to the Avondale, grab some snacks, come home, sit down, watch TV, rewatch. I'm almost done watching How I Met Your Mother, rewatching How I Met Your Mother. So I'm gonna have to look for a new show to rewatch to keep me busy for the next couple days.
Are you watching that Hunter show on Prime?
I finished that a long time ago.
Well, they're not releasing every episode, did they? Or was it one a week?
They released all the episods.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, basically just been watching TV all week.
Well, I've been doing. I found a new podcast that I like. I don't know if you're hard to describe. It's part of the Parcast network. And they do they have social serial killers, they have dictators, supernatural, but now I found one they're doing which is secret societies. So they have 2-part episodes, 40 minutes each. And so I've listened to the Knights Templar one, I've got the Hellfire Club I listened to. It's all very cool. It's actually quite good. And the people who are talking on it, God, their voices are so good for podcasts. It's oh, this is just soothing.
Yeah.
As they're talking about so these people might have killed all these people, and it's yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, I've been also listening to my podcast I listen to.
Yeah.
I'm actually waiting for the Jim Cornette Experience to release his new podcast, because his last podcast saying we're not changing our podcast schedule because of this COVID-19 scenario. So I'm still waiting, and his new podcast start release on Fridays now.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of what it used to be Thursday, so I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah. What about Kevin Smith's podcast? Have they?
I think they're gonna take a break, because they do it live at the Scalzoni Cantina in Hollywood Boulevard.
So they're not going to be doing it. Well, they might not be doing it live anymore. They still be doing it, but just not live.
Well, yeah,
anymore.
They might be going back to their old school version of it, just by them in their house. But he's such a busy man that.
Oh yeah, got a lot of stuff going on.
He's got a lot of stuff going on, so I won't be surprised if we don't we'll probably. He has many podcasts. He doesn't just have that Fam and Beyond. He has Hollywood Babble on. He has Smodcast. He has Fat Man on Batman. He has Like I think he has one more too, but
See, I thought he just had the Fat Man on Batman one. I didn't realize he had
no,
actual
he has
other
many.
ones.
He has two others that I know of:
Okay.
Hollywood Babylon and uh, Smodcast.
Okay.
Smodcast is actually his website where he posts all his podcasts. You don't
Smodcast?
Smodcast, SMOD cast.com.
Well, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
No, because back in the day, you ever watch SourceFed? You ever watch them?
No.
So they had two people on named Sam and Mod. Their ship name Smod.
Oh.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were talking about, like a Smodcast. I'm like, I swear, like there was a show about that on YouTube.
But yeah, with all this social isolation talk and the schools closed and work's closed and everybody's going on freaking EI, this has just been
It's been a week that's gone from this isn't going to be that bad to we're all on unemployment, we're all staying home, we're all
which
previous
generations. My mom was talking about this. Like our grandparents had the wars going on.
Yeah, World War II, Vietnam,
World War II. We had wars, so they had a. And then my great grandparents had the Spanish flu thing going on because my
see, we're having this going on now. So what's next? Another world war?
Well,
possibly, actually.
Well, I know because my great grandparents on my mom's side.
Yeah.
So my grandparents were like, I always thought of my grandparents as grandparent age. Like my grandparents on my dad's side.
Yeah.
They were young grandparents.
Yeah.
My grandparents on my mom's side, they were grandparents because they were in their 70s when me and my sister were very young.
Yeah.
Where my mom and dad were like in their 50s when me and my sister were really young.
Yeah, it's same as me. Like my dad's side is like that. Like now, like when I was born, my grandparents were in their 50s.
Yeah.
So now they're in their 70s.
Yeah.
And well, actually, I guess same for my mom's side too, because even my nanny now, like my mom's mom, like she's only 70. I'm gonna get this wrong. I'm gonna get hurt. No, she's almost 80. She's almost 79 or 80.
Because my mom's mom is 92.
Yeah.
So she was born in the year 1927.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
27, 28, 92. 90 years ago was 1930.
Yeah.
Well, 1928.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's the only like my grandpa.
She's still alive.
Yeah. My grandma Jean, my grandma Jean and Grandpa Stu were my only grandparents born in the 20s. Yeah. My grandma Finny and my grandpa John, they were born in the 40s.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all of my grandparents. They're all born in the 40s.
Yeah. So my great grandparents on my great grandparents, so my mom's grandparents, were around during the Spanish flu outbreak.
Yeah, my great grandmother, who just passed away 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
was born 100 years ago.
Yeah,
and 2 years ago, so 1918. So she was there for that, and World War I, and World War II, and
like
Great Depression, and literally everything.
My mom remembers her grandpa telling her a story where like he was like walking down and so many people were dying of the Spanish flu that the morgue couldn't accept any more people.
Yeah.
So they would just be in like boxes in the front lawn.
That's basically what's happened in Italy right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there's a video that went out yesterday, I believe. They have to get rid of the bodies. Obviously, they can't just bury them. They actually have to burn them and cremate them. And there's a line of army trucks filled with bodies going down a road. Well, it's
like it's not like we live in a very different time than 1919.
Oh
like
yeah,
when the Spanish flu was going around, there was, I believe,
people were still thinking that leeches had healing powers.
Yes, and like, trains were a main transportation.
Cocaine was a pick-me-up.
Yeah.
Like that was prescribed by doctors.
Watch Peaky Blinders; you'll know everything you need to know about that time period.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, pretty much. As far as like a lot of the medical stuff goes, yeah, you would know.
Yeah, because and also like their main transportation was a train packed with people, and trains packed with people are and that's how the Spanish flu got around, because it was by train.
I mean, that's how it's gotten around now, like how the COVID virus has gotten around now because of planes and everything else.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Literally, yeah.
And but so it's been a social isolation week for me and Derek.
Yeah, we're still gonna do the podcast because I mean, I'm isolated at home. I don't go anywhere. I don't even leave my damn room.
A friend of mine was like, I told her I was having friends over, and she's like, social isolation, and I'm just like, but my friends don't go anywhere. Me and my friends don't go anywhere to begin with.
We're literally introverts. Like I was saying to you before we started the podcast, like the social isolation has literally not changed a single thing in my life.
Mine
because
either.
I go to work, I come home, I'm on my computer in my room by myself, and that has not changed because of this.
Out of you, me, and Bill, Bill's probably the most extroverted introvert out of the three of us.
Yeah, but his extrovert is like driving somewhere, like driving around places. Like he doesn't actually go places; he just drives around his car.
Yeah, he just drives around with Jasmine and stuff. And
yeah.
Also, another thing that happened this week. So, listeners, we sometimes in the past episodes we've had guests.
We have, yeah.
We've had guests, Jack and Bill.
Yeah.
Jack has moved out of my house.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone for a while.
So we'll probably not have him on the pod unless he decides to drop in on a weekend, because
I mean, if we happen to if he happen cause like you said, he might be moving back down here, right?
Yeah.
So if he happens to move back down here and we're like, hey, you want to come over, have a few beers, be on the podcast, he'd probably do it.
Yeah. He was actually talking to me, and he was thinking about coming down on Saturday, but I
mean, if he
I don't think he will.
Probably not. No, but I'm just surprised to see him moved out in general, because he was probably better off just to stay here than go. Well,
he moved out because he was like, work was closed.
Yeah,
school was done.
Yeah,
he's like, that girl he was talking to for a bit
ghosted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was kind of down about that. So he wanted to go back home to see his friends and his family. So
that makes sense then, I guess. Yeah. It still sucks that he left though, because we were supposed to do our St. Patty's Day, which is literally me, you, Bill, and him.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be our St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
So,
but
also, did you get an event invite this week?
No. You?
I got a random one, and then it disappeared immediately. So I don't know what it was for. I don't know if maybe Teresa had sent something out or something, but I got it was randomly on Wednesday. I happened to be looking at my phone, event invite. I'm like, event for what? And then I just swiped it to go look at it. Then it disappeared. I'm like, the fuck, what?
Mm-hmm.
Check my notifications on Facebook. I'm like, nothing there. I'm like, what's going on here?
I didn't get anything like that whatsoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get that. I'll double check after this.
I was really hoping it wasn't going to be for that, because I was literally going to put in the comments are you guys serious right now, or we're all good, but I mean, having a bunch of us in your house, I don't feel like be a good idea.
Actually, yeah. Well, people are dumb right now. People are dumb right now.
100%.
Everybody's right now is in Florida because of spring break.
Have you seen that stuff? Videos of that? Did
you see that one guy in the video?
Yeah, Philly Franco covered that guy. What the hell did he say?
Coronavirus won't stop me from partying, basically.
Oh yeah, I didn't forget it, man. I had plans already. It's like, dude, do you guys not understand?
I was laughing at that video because the guy looked like he literally somebody punched him in the face.
Oh, he looked like a moron.
Yeah,
100%.
He has a big welt under his eye. It looked like somebody just decked him.
He looked like a complete moron. Dude, what are you doing? What are you people doing?
Mm-hmm. It's amazing. The government has said, self-isolate. Don't.
Yeah, no gathering above.
Limit your interactions with people.
Yeah. This is fine, because I interact with you once a week usually, but the funniest thing is, this has not changed. This has been the same thing for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for us, really, not much has changed.
Not much has changed at all. In summary, not much has changed.
No. I would definitely say I'm subconsciously washing my hands more.
Yes.
When I'm at work, I'm definitely washing my hands more there, because I work with meat, so I have to be careful. And definitely when I'm on the road delivering to places, like as soon as I get back in my truck, I'm using hand sanitizer. So, like, I mean, which is not really different than what I did before, but I'm definitely doing it more. That's for sure. But
and I was gonna say something else too, but I can't remember.
nice.
They've also the government has closed the borders too. That happened this week as well.
Well, closed is a loose term because they're not completely closed yet. But on Wednesday, I believe it was, Trudeau, he closed everything except for essential travel and trade. But now everything's closed except for trade. Like we went like on Thursday, I had to drive my stepmom down like to the rainforest there, right? Because she had to get her tips from work. So we drove by it down past the border at the Rainbow Bridge. Completely empty.
I went to on Sunday. Me and Bill went for a beer. Jack went for a root beer, or did you have a Coke? I don't know what he had. But we went to Hoops.
Yeah.
And the cute bartender was like, "You're my only customers today."
You guys went for a beer at Hoops?
Yeah.
They let you in?
Yeah.
They're not supposed to.
It was Sunday.
Oh, this before everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they're not supposed to. Cause I know. Literally on Tuesday, I had to tell a place they were supposed to be closed.
Yeah.
Because it was a place out in Beamsville.
Oh.
Like I walked in, and like this is obviously on Tuesday, so this is after, Trudeau had said everything. I walk in and I look at them. I'm like, "What are you guys doing?" They go, "What do you mean?" I go, "You have people sitting down in your restaurant. They're not supposed to be. Supposed to be takeout only. That's it." They go, "Oh well, our boss said." I go, "It doesn't matter what your boss said." Prime Minister was like, "Yeah, no, this isn't happening."
Yeah, no.
No,
me and Bill had a beer, and then she was like, "You've been my only customers today," and we're like, "Wow, that's surprising." And this was after Jack got his tattoo.
Yeah, how'd that go? Because I wasn't there for it, and you guys panicked, and I was laughing so fucking hard afterwards.
It went rather well. He took it.
Yeah.
He didn't cry or anything.
No, it shouldn't be. It doesn't hurt. It's just
a
little bit uncomfortable. That's
all. He told his parents about it, and his parents weren't. His dad didn't care, but his mom wasn't too happy about it. But his mom was worried about like stuff like, why are you getting ADHD on your arm? Like, sure,
it's a massive part of his life.
It is a massive part of your life, but like also she's like, you got to think about like your jobs and shit and stuff.
I mean,
you got to think about work and like.
Yeah, but what he wants to go into, it doesn't matter if he has tattoos or not.
No, I know.
Right? Like the only person who actually has to worry about tattoos out of all of us is Bill.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, it doesn't matter.
I sort of do.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, you probably shouldn't have a big sleeve, but I definitely had teachers that had sleeves in elementary school and high school. Like,
I've definitely know a couple teachers that have tattoos. So
I think maybe having like neck tattoos and face and stuff like that. Maybe stuff in your knuckles and stuff like that.
I've
also, a bit much, but
I've also been sneezing just because I've been down here.
A little dusty,
So, Actually, I cleaned my room because I had nothing to do. I'm just like, and like my room's relatively clean, but like,
I got the hiccups now apparently, yeah.
But like, I haven't vacuumed for a while in there, and that's because it's not like here where I have to move like 3 things. I have to move the couch, I have to move the 2 chairs and the table, and that chair. 4 things I have to move. But
and that table.
Yeah.
And you never move that couch, so
no.
I'm scared if you ever move that couch.
It's probably not that bad, actually.
Probably pretty bad. I try to be careful, but sometimes I'm not careful.
No.
But
and but like with my room, like I have to move the guitars and get everything off there's more stuff on the floor, like pick up my electric guitars, move my side table. Move a lot more stuff, and I'm just like, I really want to move anything.
Yeah.
But I was just so freaking bored because of the social isolation that I'm just like,
you might as well do something. Yeah, like I mean, I'm gonna like depending on how many days off, how many days I'm off next week. Like, I'll probably do the same thing, like clean my room, maybe clean out my car. I don't know, do something. Yeah, because otherwise I'm just gonna be playing WoW all the time. Yeah, so
just keep your sanity.
I'll do something. Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I would say I'll lose my mind, but it's no different than what I do every day, anyways. So
Actually, the tattoo one of the tattoo guys at the tattoo place that Jack went to in Meadville was saying he was gonna re-download Red Dead Redemption 2 and replay that.
might as well.
I know.
You might as well.
Yeah, I still have to make my way through Witcher 3.
Oh yeah.
I haven't.
Oh, you got time now.
I got time now. Yeah.
You literally have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that being said, that's what have we been doing in the social isolation week. But let's get into some news now, because we've talked about ourselves and what's going on in the world a lot. We've actually circled back and forth between many conversations about it.
Yeah.
So the first news on the docket, Todd McFarlane has 3 demands for Spawn. So during a recent interview, McFarlane revealed Hollywood's changed attitude towards an R-rated Spawn movie. Why Hollywood has changed their attitude towards it? It's because of the Joker, basically. And the 3 things that need to happen for a Spawn reboot to be successful, and I quote, Hollywood is a different place right now. They understand the value of what Spawn can bring to a reasonable budget. Joker lit the fire up, and until now, it felt like I was pushing up this boulder on my own, but now there are others joining me who know that these stories should be told. I have very few demands for the movie. It has to be R-rated.
Yeah, 100% it has. It's Spawn. It literally has to be R-rated. It's like if they ever tried to make a Deadpool movie not R-rated. It just wouldn't work.
So with the story I want to tell, my intent goes back to the Spawn cloud, to that Spawn cloud. I'm less concerned about what happens in the movie as long as Spawn is cool and badass. The last demand is that I am the director. That's it. Everything else is up for conversation.
All right.
So, and then here's some background. In the comics, Albert Francis Simmons worked as a top secret government organization, worked for a top secret government organization performing various assassinations. After getting betrayed by a fellow mercenary, Al found himself in hell, poised to spend an eternity paying for his crimes in his former life. Instead, Al struck a deal with a demon.
Malebolgia?
Yeah, thank you, Derek. I was going to butcher that.
Malebolgia? I don't know.
To become a hellspawn in exchange for getting to see his wife one last time. This leads to Al's second life as Spawn, the agent of hell who uses his necro powers to deliver brutal forms of punishment against mortal sinners.
I vaguely remember the other Spawn movie that came out like a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But
I vaguely remember that.
But I definitely remember like it not being like safe for children. Like,
that movie was definitely not a kids movie. No. Definitely not a kids movie. I watched part of it one time because it was on Teletoon at night.
Yeah.
With what's that guy? Fred?
I don't remember.
His name was Fred. Fearless Fred at night for Teletoon at night. Fearless Fred.
They had a host on that?
What?
They had a host on that?
Yeah, Fearless Fred. It was the guy from 102.1 The Edge, or now he's doing 107.1 Easy. 107.1 now. He's on 107.1. He used to be.
I didn't know he was on TV.
Yeah, he like at 9:00 he came on. It's like time for the. Then they would air Family Guy future. Then they would air Family Guy and stuff like that. It was Fearless Fred. He also did the voice for that viewer discretion is advised guy.
Oh no shit! I didn't realize that.
And he would ad lib. He's like, oh, this show contains this, and this, and then he would ad lib something.
I never realized that.
He would like ad lib if you're into that sort of thing or something like that. But yeah, it was Fred at Night, so it was on, and Fred at Night would always like show like movies that sometimes aren't for kids.
I never even realized that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's gonna the director is definitely sticking like sticking with the fact that this needs to be an R-rated movie. Like if this wasn't an R-rated movie, I think it'd just be weird.
It would just be weird.
Like it's like Spawn is like Deadpool, where like if he can't be ridiculous, over the top, and just downright vulgar at times, it just would not work.
Spawn is actually a new DLC in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can play as Spawn.
Shit, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
But other than that, yeah, Spawn. I remember the soundtrack to Spawn being awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of those movies that had a great soundtrack. It was just a metal soundtrack full of metal songs and everything.
Yeah. I said I don't remember much about Spawn. Like
No.
I like I said, I vaguely remember the movie, and I think that was a TV show.
There was a TV show. It
Um,
used to be on Crave for a bit, actually.
Oh, was it?
I saw it at, well, no, it didn't. There was this. So my Samsung Smart TV upstairs has this streaming app that has a lot of weird, like it's an indie streaming app basically. It's just this underground streaming platform, and I clicked on it, and I forget what it was called, but it had like Spawn the animated series, and it had Blade the animated series, and it had like all these like weird shows.
See, yeah, I definitely remember a Blade one. There definitely was an animated series for Blade a long time ago, but the Spawn one, I just vaguely remember.
It had like the X-Men animated series, but not the one from the 90s, the revamped animated X-Men animated series where it was more of anime. It was more X-Men anime than
the better one, yeah.
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 The next thing to talk about, Tony Hawk Pro Skater is getting remastered.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Activision is reportedly working on the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater remaster. Additionally, the game publishers is also working on remakes of some other of their classic games, but nothing really beats the first 3 Tony Hawk games, which about everybody agrees upon.
Imagine what they're gonna do though. Like, are they?
I think they're just gonna do 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. So no underground or anything.
According to sources, Activision is working on the game called Tony Hawk Pro Skater Remastered. This is an important note that rumors of remakes for the first and second installments started circulating in November 2019. So there could be some truth to this, or it could mean the exact opposite.
I mean, it's also not. It's not like Tony Hawk needs the money. Like he just doesn't. No. So he's obviously used his likeness, so he gets royalties for it. But
yeah,
I'm happy they're doing this finally. It took them long enough to get around to this franchise. Like,
I know. In addition to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Remastered, the other games on the rumor list include Call of Duty 2020, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered.
You already have that. And
Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex Remastered, which we already have because Crash Insane Trilogy has the first 3.
Yeah, it has. So it has Cortex. So technically, it's already out. I mean,
yeah. These are all video games that have been heavily rumored for months now. It seems Activision is going for something old and something new at the same time, which could prove wise, especially when it comes to the Tony Hawk games.
Yeah.
I'm like, this rumor has circulated because Tony Hawk has a movie coming out, a biopic called Pretending to be Superman.
Oh, okay.
Which is a song by Goldfinger, which is a ska punk band from the 90s who had that song on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. So yeah, so I can't wait because it would be awesome just to hear the original soundtracks to games. But at the same time with because there is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, which is for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
However, with Xbox, I know with Xbox, you can play music over games.
Yeah.
So somebody can just buy the new Tony Hawk game.
Well,
put the Spotify app
if they're doing a remaster, right? Like I feel like they would like almost have to put the original soundtrack in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be weird if they didn't put the original soundtrack in, and they were like, well, if you want, you can kind of just play the original soundtrack in the background off your Xbox. That'd be weird. Like, but then again, like, is royalties going to be an issue with it? Like, do they still have like access to those songs?
Well,
you know, I don't know how it worked back then when they got them because they were
I'm-
obviously popular songs, but
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, they were very popular songs, but I'm sure because I know when Spyro and Crash did their remasters,
yeah,
they they remixed the songs,
yeah.
but those are not actual those are
No, those are actual
songs.
songs. Those are just like ambiance music kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for something like this, like they would have to, like, if they're straight up just remastering the game, they're not like it depends what because the definition of remaster I would hope that they were like not changing any aspect of the game, but just updating it to 2020 graphics kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that would obviously entail them hopefully keeping the original soundtrack.
Yeah. I know. Like I don't really know what the royalties would be for Guerrilla Radio to get Guerrilla Radio back on.
I mean, it also depends. Like they might still have access to it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll actually have to pay for them again because I don't even know if they even paid for them back then. I assume they did,
I assume they did too,
but it would have been like a totally different price back then.
Also with like torrenting and stuff, they could have just been like.
I don't think they could have published a game without actually having like at least purchased the property for it to put it on the game.
No.
Like same thing with like NFS Underground.
Yeah.
Like those that is kind of same thing. Like that playlist for that game was phenomenal, and they definitely paid a lot for that. But also back then, that was 20 years ago, so the price point might be a lot different now. But also the price point for games are a lot different now, so it's I don't know.
Yeah, the gaming industry is way different.
My thing is like if they're gonna do this, they just have to do it right. That they can't just half-ass it. Like it has to have the original soundtrack. Because that was the whole.
Yeah,
that was the biggest thing about that game.
That was the biggest reason people bought the games because of the soundtrack.
The soundtrack was great. Like you just crank it up, like turn like the in-game sounds off, just crank the music, just go.
Yeah, like as soon as Bring the Noise came by Anthrax featuring Public Enemy, you would just crank it up.
Yeah, like it was great.
And it's like, yeah.
It was really fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, and then Tony Hawk Pro Skater, another remaster. They're running out of ideas. The gaming
100%.
The gaming industry is now sequels, remakes, and remasters.
Or sequel, yeah. Well, did you say sequels?
Sequels, remakes, and remasters.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like the sequels thing, I get because a lot of games do need sequels. Like Red Dead needed a sequel.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto was going to get another game, but that's because that's just a moneymaker. Call of Duty, another moneymaker. Assassin's Creed, another moneymaker. Did I say Doom already?
Doom Eternal is out now on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and all.
Which we have to check if you pre-ordered.
Yeah, we're gonna check that as soon as we're done here.
As soon as we're done with the podcast, but if you did, we're playing it.
But if I didn't, I'm buying it. I don't care that I spent $400 on my car today. I'm buying it.
You need something to do for the next 2 weeks. You're getting paid anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah. I'm getting paid Thursday.
But that's basically all it is right now. Like, there hasn't been a lot of original IPs coming out for games, and it's like really sucks.
Yeah.
Because I want something new to play.
It really sucks for people that want something new to play, but it's really awesome for me and you because we're at the age where it's just like, I remember that game, and it's like, oh, it's getting remastered.
100%, yes. But I'm also in the boat of I only have an Xbox One. I don't have a PlayStation. But the problem is, like, I grew up with a PlayStation 1 and PS2.
Like, yeah.
So a lot of the games that are on the PlayStation, I can't play because I obviously don't have it.
I know Destroy All Humans is getting a remaster.
Destroy Humans,
and I can't wait for that. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom is getting a remaster, but
again, the Destroy All Humans is probably just going to be on. No, that'd be an Xbox, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it was on the original Xbox.
It was an Xbox original.
Yeah.
It didn't come out for the PS2.
Oh no, I thought it did.
Nope, it was an Xbox. It was Xbox originals back then were Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, Halo,
Voodoo Vince,
Gears of War,
Fable
for the longest time.
Yeah, Fable for the longest time. Because I don't think
there's a lot of other ones.
I don't think Destroy All Humans was on other platforms.
I don't know if it was. I definitely 100% remember playing it on my Xbox. Like, I definitely remember sitting there with my Mad Catz like see-through green controller. Like I 100% remember playing that on Xbox, but I don't know if it was on PlayStation. At least I don't think it was.
Might have. Oh, it was on PlayStation 2.
It was on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was only on Xbox.
I played it on Xbox. I know that.
Yeah, it was platforms PS2, Xbox, and Wii. I don't remember it being on the Wii.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
But like, what's the game franchise you want to see come back? Like something that's died off. What do you want? What's your dream game to come back?
I don't any of those old Star Wars games.
KOTOR is probably gonna happen.
What?
The remake of KOTOR is probably gonna happen now.
Probably.
Or KOTOR 2, I should say.
Probably there was a Star Wars game I played. Actually, you know what? I want them. What happened to the Soul Calibur series?
Soul Calibur's still going.
Soul Calibur still okay. That's
yeah, no, Soul Calibur's still going. I know.
Mm.
Soul Calibur has not died off. It's still going.
What game did I used to play?
The games have gotten shittier since 6, but
I don't even know.
I have one game franchise I would love to see them bring back, which is Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper, yes.
I absolutely love Sly Cooper, and I know
it would be
they did the remastered trilogy, whatever it was, for PlayStation. I get that, but I want to see a new chapter of the story. I want another one. That would make me buy a PlayStation, like a PS4 or PS5.
Voodoo Vince had a remaster, I guess, but it was
Voodoo Vince had a remaster, but it wasn't necessarily over the top, I guess.
No, it was in one of those indie games where you download on your
and
I played it and it was brought back some memories.
Because
I just remember the hilarity of that video game. Like basically you kill yourself to defeat enemies. And you killed yourself in funny ways. Like there was a way you could shit yourself to death.
Yeah,
like a porta potty would come out of nowhere and
you
would walk in.
Kids.
Or like an anvil would fall on him. Game that one of my favorite games that I'm trying to think of the PS1 games I played, but back when I had a PS1, I shared it with me and my sister. And
not only that, a lot of PS1 games are still going.
Yeah.
Like Spyro came back, Gran Turismo was still going.
And then when I got an Xbox, I like maybe the Matrix game.
Make another Matrix game.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Because I really love the Matrix games.
Yeah, I have that game.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Somewhere, somewhere. No, I know exactly where it is.
Ooh, you know what? Actually, I want them to remaster the first Harry Potter video game. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, a remaster of that.
Yeah, I would like to see a remaster of those games. Those would be cool.
Yeah, the Harry Potter, Philosopher's Stone.
Just because, like, obviously, like the stuff back then they could do with video games was totally different than what they could do now.
And like
those games would be like badass now. They'd be really fun.
Well, there's
like a Harry Potter RPG.
Well, Harry Potter was the first game I played that I realized how memory cards work.
Oh God!
Because I rented it from Blockbuster and I was so disappointed that I was like, I had to bring it back. I was so disappointed. But then I got it for Christmas and I put it in and it was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like it saved my memory. Like most of the remasters of games that are out now, I've like Spyro, Crash.
Yeah.
Those were probably the ones I really wanted the most and they're already out. CTR, that those are probably the 3 that I already wanna. Also, when I got Crash, I bought the Crash Insane Trilogy for my Xbox One, and then I realized how bad I am at running and jumping games because it's all about timing, right? You have to time it right, and it's like shit died, fuck. But then Spyro came out with a remaster. I'm just like, so I bought that, and then. But the beauty thing about remastered of old video games, you get pissed at the same thing. You got pissed at when you were 10. You get pissed at when you're 28.
You know the funny thing is about that, like I find, like playing any of those like the remasters of games and stuff like that, you get stuck at the same kind of part. When you were a kid, I feel like you were able to get through it a lot easier, and now it's like I just want to throw my Xbox across the room.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so much worse now.
No, oh yeah. I don't really know. I remember another game I liked playing as a kid was a Bruce Lee video game where you were Bruce Lee fighting off ninjas. That was kind of cool.
Bruce Lee fighting off ninjas?
Yeah. it was like one of those. It's one of those blockbuster games.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Like, maybe if they like remastered like the first couple of Guitar Heroes.
Yeah, like I definitely want a resurgence of the peripheral game. Like like having to go and spend like $100, whatever, $120, and get the guitar and the game. Like, I want that back. Mostly because I loved Guitar. Guitar Hero was my shit. Like, for PlayStation. Oh my
yeah.
god. Like, I wish it kept track of how many hours you've put into those games. Because like Guitar Hero like 2 and 3 and World Tour, I combined I probably have 10,000 hours in those games. That's all I played when they were first coming out. That is literally just all I played.
Like, I'm trying to think of because back in when I was a little kid, back when we were little kids, I had all of the second gen consoles, the PS2. I had the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. And I'm trying to think. I can't.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, well, they weren't. Well, I didn't get them like right away. I got the Xbox, had that for like maybe a couple years. Then I got the PS2, had that for a couple years. Then I got the GameCube.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I had PlayStation. No, sorry, Sega Genesis, then PlayStation, then PS2 and Xbox, and then from there, this was pretty much all Xbox. I had a PS3 for like a month once, but then I got rid of it because I went to PC gaming. So
yeah, like I'm looking up like old video games now but like none of them I used to play.
Yeah.
Maybe like if they remade like Paper Mario or Super Mario Galaxy or something like
that. Yeah, but
that.
those games aren't that old though. Like Galaxy and especially Paper Mario, like they're old, but they're not. Like even if you play those now, they're still fun. Like they're still good games.
Yeah.
Especially Galaxy. Galaxy is still a fantastic game. Still one of the best Mario as far as I'm concerned. But
like maybe if they remade Portal.
Just play Portal 2.
What?
Play Portal 2.
Yeah.
Game still holds up. Still great. Still absolutely fantastic. I have it on PC. A lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip this one because we're already we mentioned Blockbuster earlier. Blockbuster has a documentary coming out.
Why?
I don't know. It's called The Last of Blockbuster.
Okay.
So, and it talks about how Blockbuster opened its doors in 1985, and as the home video market exploded, so did its popularity.
Yeah.
The company expanded internationally throughout the 90s before reaching its peak in 2004. The Last Blockbuster is set to premiere Friday, May 8th at the Tower Theater in Bend, Oregon, with an after party to be held at the final Blockbuster video after screening. Because the last Blockbuster on Earth...
It's in Alaska.
It's in Oregon.
It's not in Oregon. It's in Alaska.
There's two then.
And there's two. There's literally one still open in Alaska.
There's two, and
but people still use that one though, because
and people still use the one in Oregon.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
So, and with an after party to be held at the final Blockbuster video after screening, it's not clear when the movie will be made available to the world, but hopefully the information will be released after the premiere.
Hopefully, yeah.
I honestly I want to watch this. I want to watch this documentary.
Oh, 100% we're gonna watch it because like. It's about Blockbuster. Like, fuck, oh my god, I had such a good time going to Blockbuster.
Oh yeah, Friday night getting the movie.
And then this is probably illegal, but the best part was when I got a little bit older, I had one of my dad's friends modified my Xbox so that I could download the discs. So I just go to Blockbuster, get like 3 or 4 games, bring them home, download them onto my Xbox, boom, I had them forever.
Did you know Blockbuster could have bought Netflix?
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Blockbuster could have bought Netflix.
That up?
So
I didn't know they were even in talks about that. Also,
no, they were in this was a long time ago.
This was
this was a long time ago.
This is probably like
this is why Blockbuster kind of went out of business. Because Netflix took over.
They probably didn't think that was going to get as big as it did.
Well, no, probably not, because Netflix was essentially the online version of Blockbuster.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. They had kiosks at one point. That was how they started, with kiosks.
Okay.
Before they went online. Like you went to a thing, you put the money in, you rented the video, you had to bring it back.
Yeah. So Blockbuster CEO passes upon a chance to buy Netflix for only $50 million.
Fuck.
So former Blockbuster workers all over the world must cringe every time they hear the words online streaming and on demand.
Oh, 100%.
That's because back in the year 2000, Reed Hastings approached former Blockbuster CEO John and asked for $50 million to give away the company he founded.
Oh, he should have did it. He should have did it. And Blockbuster would still be a thing. Well, I mean, really though, think about this. Like, even if they would have bought Netflix, would Blockbuster still be a thing?
I think it would have lasted a little bit longer than it did.
Yeah.
However, like it's
because I almost wonder if you would have bought Netflix, would they have gotten into streaming as soon as they did, or would it have been a few years later?
I think it would have probably been a few years later. I think Blockbuster would have still
try to keep their doors open with Netflix.
So now Netflix. So this article was from 2015 that I'm reading here.
Yeah,
and Antico, thinking that it was a very small niche business, ended the negotiations and didn't buy Netflix, which at the time was the DVD mailing service.
Yep. That's what it was. It was a mailing service. Yeah.
Now Netflix is just short of being worth the same as CBS last year. So this is 2015, and that at that time Netflix was worth $32.9 billion.
I can't see the number being around that now, but I can't see the number being around that now.
No,
because I mean, it's Netflix. I love Netflix. Always love Netflix, but they're definitely not what they used to be when they first came out. Because I mean, when they first came out, they were the only one doing it.
And then it goes on by saying this is the first time that that company missed out on an opportunity that could have shifted continents of the business world.
Well, didn't Microsoft or Apple have a chance to buy Microsoft or Apple? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah.
Like one of them could have bought the other one out.
I think it was
like Microsoft could have bought Apple. I think at one point.
I think it was Microsoft buying Apple.
Yeah.
I can't remember because I've watched both Steve Jobs biopics, the one with Ashton Kutcher and the one with Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, but there was a whole thing where like Microsoft could have bought Apple, but he didn't.
Yeah. I also know that Apple sued according to that biopic.
Yeah.
Apple sued Microsoft because of...
Which is ridiculous, because Microsoft was around before Apple, but, you know.
Actually, it's kind of funny. You watch those two biopics.
Yeah.
The Ashton Kutcher one presents Steve Jobs as the good guy. But the Michael Fassbender one is like, he was not a good guy.
He was an asshole.
He was an asshole.
He was an asshole to his workers.
Everybody knows this.
Oh, yeah. You work at Apple, they know this. They know he was an asshole to his employees. That's not something that should have been sugarcoated in the Ashton Kutcher one.
No.
Mind you, that movie was still good. It wasn't horrible.
No, it wasn't horrible.
But the Michael Fassbender one was way better.
Yes.
Because they actually portrayed him in a real light instead of just this, like, world where he's perfect. No, he wasn't. He was a dick.
But yeah, I miss those blockbusters. I still
I remember when DVDs came out, like they would start doing DVDs and like, oh god, you just go there and it'd be like 2 for $10 or whatever it was, or 3 for $10.
Mm-hmm.
Or like 3 DVDs and like a Friday night and like a video game or
and then
two.
Then you go return it, put the thing into the slot, then walk in, buy another one.
Yep.
And like you drive around and you was like, I remember where every Blockbuster was.
Yeah, there was one.
Where Phil's Diner is on Lundy's Lane.
Used to be Blockbuster, and the other one used to be over on Bridge Street, not Bridge Street, Victoria.
Yep.
Where there's a no.
There used to be
one there, yeah, but there also used to be one by Victoria where there's a Shoppers now, like in the parking lot, but but now there's a Subway and Easy Home and something else where the Blockbuster.
And then I remember there used to be one across the street from the Penn Center.
Yeah, the one I used to go to was one on Victoria. That's the one I used to go to all the time.
Yeah, the one
right by 7-Eleven.
The one I used to go.
That used to be there. Also,
the one I used to go to was the one at Lundy's Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Lundy's Lane one. That was the one I used to go to. But I remember all these locations, and I'm just like,
oh yeah,
like renting Harry Potter. I rented the weirdest games that I don't remember to this day.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was the thing. Like, I remember vaguely like renting, like, oh, what's this? It's new. Well, that kind of looks fun, because that was when you would literally look at the case, and like you would just before YouTube, before you could like look up a game.
Yeah,
like,
look up the gameplay of the game before you buy it.
The only way you would know what a game was by a trailer that came on TV. So you would go to Blockbuster and look at the back of the case and be like, oh, this looks kind of fun, and then you'd rent it.
Yeah,
and then when Xbox came out, it was The only way I would actually rent a game was if it had multiplayer online. So I could play with my friends. So like I would look at the back of the case. 1 to 4 players. Xbox Live. Oh, perfect. Oh, I'll rent that one.
I think I rented Prince of Persia one time, and I think I rented
I own
Power
Prince of
Juju.
Persia.
What?
I own Prince of Persia.
Uh,
I have a stack of like PS2 games, like just a whole stack.
I had a I had the game when I had GameCube.
Yeah.
I had a good collection of GameCube games.
What'd you do with it?
I traded it in to GameStop because.
What did you try to get? What did you get? You remember?
Well, I didn't trade it in. I just it was just sitting there, and I'm just like, I'm probably never gonna use this again.
Yeah, but now you're like, fuck, I would have played that now.
Yeah, I would have played that now. I would have hooked it up or something and would have played that.
Tried to beat some of the games that you'd like didn't finish back on the day.
Like I think I had, what was the Soul Calibur for GameCube?
I don't remember.
It was the one where you could like play as Yoda.
6.
Because I had one of the Soul Calibur games. I think it was
wrong tube.
What?
No, I went down the wrong tube.
That's
not
good.
No.
I
think pretty sure it was 6 was that one because you get Yoda for Xbox and you got The Apprentice for PlayStation or something like that. It was 6 or 4. I don't remember exactly which one it was. I know which one you're talking about, but I don't remember if it was 6 or 4.
Might have been 3.
Might have also been 5. I really just don't remember.
It might have been 3 because I remember having Soul Calibur on GameCube, but this said it was for PlayStation 2. Then what am I thinking of then?
4.
4?
Yes, 4. IV is 4, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was definitely 4 because I'm looking at the
Yoda and Darth Vader were in 4.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the screen right now, light, dark versus dark. I'm looking at it was definitely 4 then. Yeah. And then I had like Super Smash Brothers Melee, which is probably the best out of Super Smash Brothers games.
Yes and no. Besides the original, yeah. Besides the original, like as far as like newer ones go, yeah. I would honestly go as far as to say it's better than the newest one that's out right now.
Yeah.
Like Melee is just literally the best one ever made, besides the original. But
and then what else? What other games did I used to have?
I don't know. I had a friend who had GameCube, but it was mostly like the only I ever played on it was Resident Evil. That's what Resident Evil was on there first, so I played a crap load of Resident Evil. I love that, but
since we're talking about video games, I'm gonna get to the Matrix in a bit. Right now, because we're talking about video games, I'm gonna keep the talk of video games going. Xbox Series X is gonna bring back the memory cards. So for younger viewers, you might not know this.
No, they really won't, because this was the original 360 and the 360 Slim. So if you are over the age of, I would say, 18, you might know about this.
So in the early days of console gaming, the game cartridge itself served as a game's memory and storage. However, as games became more sophisticated and 3D gaming arrived, game consoles ran into a dilemma. Games couldn't store any more data on the cartridge. The external memory card plugged into the console and allowed players to save games directly onto the memory card. The use of the memory cards lasted throughout several generations of consoles, but eventually technology advanced to where consoles no longer needed external memory cards. The Xbox 360 had up to 320 gigabytes of internal storage.
That one's wrong.
No? That one's wrong?
That one's wrong, because the Slim had 500 gigs.
Okay. Well, with the PlayStation 3 having up to 500 gigs.
Yeah.
The Xbox One and PlayStation 4 have even more.
Yeah, they do.
Games will continue to get bigger and more expansive, requiring even more space on the console in the future. Xbox Series X will bring back the concept of the memory card, although not in the ways players remember it. According to Eurogamer, the Xbox Series X has a custom Seagate SSD drive, resembling the memory card of the past. It's even plugged into the console. So this memory card, air quotes, though has 1 terabyte of storage and is heavier due to the solid metal construction that acts as a heat sink that was to handle silicon that consumes 3.8 watts of power. Microsoft isn't referring to this as a memory card, but as its heart.
Yeah,
it serves similar functions, just in a much more impressive way.
Yeah, and it's, I'm cool with this because like I definitely remember like having my 360 Slim, and instead of bringing my whole console over to my buddy's house, I just pop the hard drive out and go to my buddy's house, and we just play on my hard drive.
I didn't realize
because of that time, like unlike the Xbox One now, where you have to actually download the games onto your console, you had the option to do it back then. You had the option, and it also kept all your save files on there. So it was I'd bring over to my buddy's house, pop my hard drive into his, we'd play on my save file. It was a great time.
Oh yeah,
I loved it.
My old high school buddy Jake did that with Call of Duty.
Yeah,
he would play Call of Duty at his house, bring over his external storage, hook it up to mine, and we would play Call of Duty, and then we would make fun of my friend Pat because he'd sucked at it, and I also sucked at it. So I was pretty wicked on Modern Warfare 2 with a knife.
Oh yeah,
I was pretty wicked with a knife, not knife throwing, I don't
know if you're wicked as me, but it's all right.
Probably not, but like not throwing knives in general, just like if I'm getting pissed off because like trying to shoot somebody and they're running around, I'll just run up to them, knife.
Yep. I have an achievement for like doing like 20 kills in a row or something like that with a knife.
Yeah.
Without dying. Great.
Yeah, or sometimes I'll just get frustrated and just run into somebody shooting me and either A, die, or B, run fast enough so I can knife them. A happened way more times than B.
So the way they're describing this, though, is it's not going to be something you can just take out, I guess.
No.
It seems, but it's going to be removable if you need to remove it.
Yeah.
So that tells me that this will have options for upgrading.
Possibly.
So, because I mean, the 1 terabyte really, at this stage, because of the way digital downloading works and like the way you install games now and the way you play games, like having just 1 terabyte is just really not going to be enough. And I know they have external stuff now, but
here's a picture of it. I don't know if you can see that.
Let me see here. Okay, so yeah, no, it's pretty much exactly like the Slim. Yeah. Slim. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, so I'm hoping that they will do a thing where you can get more than 1 terabyte, because it's irritating having to delete and reinstall games. It's so irritating, and only having 1 terabyte is not enough.
They're gonna probably start off as 1 terabyte.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and
like
then in 6 months, you're gonna get 2, and then 3.
The base model will probably have 1 terabyte. Then they'll probably go to 2 or 3.
Yeah,
like you can buy optionally. Like you can go out and just buy it, pop it in, boom, done. And like probably go for 5, maybe 10 terabyte. But 10 terabyte would be a bit too much, I think. I don't know if they have actually the space for that.
Do you think are they gonna keep the same size and just get
that's
more?
The problem. Like if they go to anything more than like 4 or 5 terabytes, it gets really big after that. Even with the technology we have now, a 10 terabyte drive is still huge. Right? So being able to have it in the size they have it there, like I just don't think it would happen. But if they're doing something like this and they're gonna have storage like that, then I would hope that they upgrade it eventually. Because 1 terabyte's not enough. It's just not.
No.
Especially with games like Call of Duty, which are over 180 gigs. Like the new Call of Duty is 180 gigs. If it's for somebody like you who only has a 500 gig hard drive, that's almost half your hard drive.
I know.
For one game.
I know. Like right? I've been like another game that has a lot of memory to it is Kingdom Hearts 3, and like that takes up half your storage too.
I have the disc if you're wanting to borrow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one of the games I was actually worried about that I was Red Dead Redemption 2 when I got it.
Well, that's like 80 some odd gigs, wherever it is, or 70.
Yeah, but then I downloaded it and I'm like, oh, this didn't really take up much.
Yeah. But again though, like it's irritating, like especially for someone who doesn't have like gigabit internet. To download a game that's over 80 gigs. It's a whole day fucking ordeal. Like you're talking 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours to download the fucking thing. Like, so I hope they do some sort of upgrading system with this, whether it be new cartridges that go into your Xbox, or maybe they keep the external system they have now, because you can buy like specific like Seagate 2 terabytes for the Xbox. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Now we're gonna shift topics and we're gonna talk about the delays that are happening.
So many.
So this delay might actually be a good delay, because before Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 were coming out on the same day.
Yeah.
Now Matrix 4 is delayed. So
I thought they had production done already though.
Let's dive in. After dodging bullets for nearly 2 weeks, the Matrix 4 has bit the coronavirus shutdown dust at Warner Brothers. Production on the film has moved from San Francisco to Berlin and was planning to shoot this week in sound stages, and where it previously reported that precautions were being taken to ensure that the virus wouldn't affect production. But Donald Trump, enacting the travel ban, source are reporting that studio execs are electing to delay the shoot indefinitely for safety of all involved.
It's a good thing, I would say, for sure. Like, it's good in the fact that obviously they're not going to be out on the same day again anymore.
No.
Because there's not done production. And John Wick 4, as far as I know, is done.
Pretty sure John Wick 4 is done.
But I mean, also at the same time, we don't know if it's actually even going to be in theaters at this point, which it's not looking good for it right now.
John Wick is coming out in 2021.
I thought it was this year.
No. Bill and Ted is coming out this year.
Oh.
John Wick 4 is not coming out till next year.
And Matrix was coming out next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with production delays on the Matrix, I
would have to assume the John Wick 4
late
too.
2021,
yeah,
or early 2022.
I would hope they go for the latter.
Latter?
Yeah. Like the later one.
Yeah.
Like go the next year. Get it done right. Get it done properly.
Well,
because this is a reintroduction.
Well, it sounded like from that article I just read that they were done filming. They just needed to do some sound work in Germany.
Yeah.
Berlin.
Yeah, but I mean, also they can't travel, obviously.
So,
but if they're I would rather them do it in 2022, just for the sheer fact of it would just be by itself, and not be released with John Wick 4.
Well, actually, because of this, the COVID-19,
a
lot of movies coming out now are coming directly to streaming services.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Bloodshot, the movie we talked about last week that had Vin Diesel, they're gonna release it in the next couple weeks on digital download.
Yeah, not Last Jedi. Oh my god.
Onward, that movie that had Tom Holland and Chris Pratt voicing trolls. Yeah. That's coming to Disney Plus in 2 weeks.
Yeah, the Star Wars movie is on there now, the new one. They pushed that up to get that on there. Frozen 2, I guess, on there.
Yeah, Frozen 2 is on there now.
There's one movie called Emma or something like that that's also been pushed up and released. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has been released on Crave, kind of. Been a lot of them, and like honestly, it sucks like not being able to go to the movie theater, but also at the same time, I mean, it was going to come to this eventually. Yeah. You know, eventually it was just going to be a streaming service for everything.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Another thing that got delayed was Black Widow. Black Widow was supposed to come out in May 1st.
Yeah, weren't we supposed to like literally go and see that like in a few weeks?
Yeah, we were going to go see that in a few weeks. So Black Widow was easily one of the most highly anticipated movies of 2020, as it was finally going to give Scarlett Johansson the long overdue solo movie.
Yeah.
The movie was directed by Kate Shortland, making her the first female director to helm an MCU entry on her own. Previously, Anne Boden co-directed Captain Marvel with Ryan Fleck. One big question is, will Black Widow be delayed months or until the end of the movie business until the movie business recovers?
Yeah.
Globally enough to justify a new release date? Or will the movie find its way online instead? Recently, Universal Pictures made waves by announcing that the current theatrical releases such as The Hunt, The Invisible Man, Emma, as well as some future releases such as Trolls World Tour will be available for rent for $19.99 for 48 hours from digital retailers. The difference with this is this title, as opposed to others that have been delayed, is that Marvel Studios has scheduled to keep all the movies and now shows set to arrive on Disney Plus as part of a shared universe. So people are wondering if this is going to affect the MCU because we're getting, so Black Widow's coming out.
Yeah, supposed to be coming out. Yeah,
Black Widow got delayed, but we're getting we're getting Winter Soldier and Falcon in August.
Yeah,
and we're getting Scarlet Witch at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think their hand's gonna be forced, and they're gonna have to put it up on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna have a choice.
No, they're not. I don't think they're gonna have a choice. I don't think they're gonna have a choice because even though the Black Widow movie is a prequel, and it's set after the events of Captain, I think either Winter Soldier or Civil War. It's one of the Captain Americas.
Well, no, it's like it's before Endgame.
No, it's before Endgame, but after the events of I think it's Civil War. After the events of Civil War or Winter Soldier, it's a prequel. Remember, so
either way, they're gonna have to. I think they're gonna have to release it on Disney Plus. Like, I don't think they're gonna have a choice.
No, I don't think they're gonna have a choice because
unless they're gonna shove back the TV shows, which I just don't think they're gonna do. Because those are done. Those are done already.
Yeah,
they're ready to go. They just gotta release them. Obviously, probably do a little bit of whatever they gotta do, but they're already done filming for those. So what are they gonna do? Like, what are they gonna do? Like, release those but not release Black Widow? So there's gonna be like a weird,
because Black Widow is gonna set up something for Phase 5.
Yeah,
it's gonna set up something for Phase 5.
Yeah, which also these two TV shows are going to also do that. So I don't know,
because Scarlet Witch is setting something up for Doctor Strange, and I believe Falcon and Winter Soldier is setting something else up. I don't know what else they're setting up.
I don't know, but I think they're gonna have to release it on Disney Plus just to keep the timeline going smoothly. I mean, they could also delay it till the middle of the summer, like, right? Because we don't know. That's also a month and a bit away, a month and 2 weeks away. So we don't know where this COVID's gonna be in a month. We don't know. Realistically, could it be open? Could they be releasing it in theaters? Very possible. We don't know in a month.
Yeah.
But as of right now, obviously, it's delayed. So, but taking what we know now, I think they're gonna have to release it day and date. It's gonna have to be released on May 1st on Disney Plus. I don't think they have any other choice.
No, they don't.
They're gonna have to take a hit on this one.
They don't, unless we get news at the end of this social
distancing, and in 2 weeks, if we get news that we can go back to work, we can go back to school, we can all do this and this and this, fine, cool. But if we don't, then this is gonna have to be released day and date on May 1st on Disney Plus.
Speaking of more MCU stuff, this is just a rumor. This is not confirmed, but Kevin Smith on his latest episode of Fat Man Beyond said that there is a rumor that Daredevil might be in the new Spider-Man series movie coming out. So Kevin Smith shares the rumor that Matt Murdock, played by Charlie Cox from the Netflix series Daredevil, will appear in the MCU Spider-Man 3 before spinning off into his own movie. Though the plot of the movie is unknown, it would presumably follow from the Far From Home post-credit scene in which Peter Parker's secret identity was revealed as Spider-Man and was framed for killing Mysterio.
Yep.
And I have a quote from Kevin's perspective. While I too hope this rumor is true, please remember that I only talked about it with Mark Bernardin on Fat Man Beyond after I read about it on the internet, just like everyone else. This means I have no inside info, much like everybody else. I'm just a hopeful fan. I would love this.
It depends which one they're doing. Like, which what Daredevil are they gonna bring in? Like, they're bringing the Netflix guy, or
yeah. Charlie Cox played Daredevil on Netflix.
Oh, he's a Netflix guy. Okay, I couldn't remember who the Netflix guy was. Cool. I guess.
Well, they're gonna have to do something that from the post-credit scene of 2 to introduce to 3. Maybe he's on trial. He's gonna probably be on trial for murder.
I mean, yeah, but
He's probably gonna be on trial for murder, and he's going to need a lawyer. And that lawyer is either gonna be Matt Murdock,
I probably would be, yeah.
or there's another lawyer, and this ties into, and this one, there's another lawyer, and this one has pretty. I feel like this is more grounded than the Daredevil one. The Daredevil one's just up in the air, but this other one, because you do know that She-Hulk is getting a series on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
She-Hulk is a cousin of Bruce Banner, who is a lawyer.
Yeah.
So they could do it that way too.
They could, but then
She-Hulk attorney at law. They could do it that way.
They could, but then like I think just like introducing She-Hulk all of a sudden, like, oh hey, by the way, this is She-Hulk.
But like that's Spider-Man 3, which is yeah, that's true.
But
it would be a good way to introduce She-Hulk because she's getting her own series on Disney Plus.
I guess it would be, yeah, but it also depends on the series.
Like,
for Disney
hi, I'm
Plus
She-Hulk.
coming out.
I'm here to help you with these fake murder charges.
It would also depend like when She-Hulk's going to come out, right? Like,
I can't remember.
Yeah,
Taping me
because it also depends like when this movie is going to come out too.
Yeah,
right.
Spider-Man 3 is probably coming out 2021. 2021.
So then this would have to come out this year then, She-Hulk. Be able to set her up, like, because like not a lot of people know about She-Hulk.
Barry Allen got set up on an episode of Arrow before the Flash series came out.
Yeah, but this is for the MCU universe movies, not just a TV show, right?
I know.
So just to throw her into a movie, I think would just be weird.
Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker set up a Lando series on Disney Plus, maybe.
Yeah, but that was a movie setting,
and
something
with
up,
a really creepy Lando saying, "Hey kid, where are you from? Let's go find out."
Yeah, but that was also from a movie though. That was a little different. Yeah. Like, but I for this, like, just to throw her in there, like, and not have the TV show before that, because a lot of people know who She-Hulk is.
No, not a lot of people.
A lot of people even know that She-Hulk exists. Most people just know the Hulk.
Well, hardcore comic fans know about She-Hulk. Casual fans don't, and we're casual fans. We don't.
Well, but I know who She-Hulk was. I knew who She-Hulk was as soon as you said it. Like I know who that is, but not a lot of people know who her specifically is. Most people just think of the Hulk and they think of just the Hulk.
Yeah.
They don't think of, oh yeah, by the way, there's Planet Hulk.
Yeah. Like, there's Red Hulk and Green Hulk.
Yeah.
And Gray Hulk.
There's a lot of colors. The whole colors of the rainbow.
And Purple Hulk.
Yeah.
I would like Matt Murdock instead of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Because Matt Murdock, the last person to play Matt Murdock on the big screen was Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that wasn't good. It wasn't horrible.
I kind of had a soft spot for that movie.
The whole
I kind of have a soft spot for that era of Marvel movies.
The whole Elektra part of that was okay, but other than that,
I would like Daredevil to get his second chance on the big screen.
I would like the guy who's playing him currently. Yes.
Yeah,
because he is really good. I like him.
I love the Daredevil. I love that Daredevil series on Netflix.
Well, and now they have the rights back to it, right? Because that was on Netflix for the longest time. Yeah. And now that's all gone off of Netflix.
Yeah, and I would love for them to turn it into a movie because I would love for I don't know who would be the Daredevil's first villain. Maybe Bullseye. Maybe Stiltzman. Maybe he had a villain named Stiltzman.
That's possible. Yeah, they could do.
And there was an episode where they took a nod to Stiltzman.
I think we went into the discussion on this already. Yeah, like last week or the week before, but
yeah. But I'm hoping it's Daredevil more than She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
But I have a feeling it's gonna be She-Hulk because they have a series coming.
I wonder who they're gonna have play She-Hulk. I don't think there's even rumors yet who to play She-Hulk.
There is actually rumors, and Alison Brie is one of the rumors.
No.
Well,
no.
Well,
just throwing it out there. Just give me a no-name actor, not a no-name person, but someone who hasn't really acted much. And you know who I want them to give me?
Who?
Give me Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
as She-Hulk.
Yeah,
that's just more believable. But honestly,
but you could just Mark Edward Norton to me is a more believable Bruce Banner than Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, 100%. I never liked Mark Ruffalo as a Hulk.
However,
that's a secret. I'm always angry.
however, they could do the same thing. Like Alison Brie, Like, did this Allison Brie, just a regular everyday lawyer, and then
I just think her personality is the way she is as a person and actor. She's just too bubbly to be She-Hulk.
have you watched? Do you watch the series Glow at all?
No.
She's a very different.
Is she different now?
Yeah, she's
I just
very
know her
different.
from like comedies and stuff. So
Yeah, and like I think she's very different also in Mad Men because that's where she got her start in the series Mad Men.
Yes and no. Like Mad Men, she was still pretty bubbly. Like she was still pretty upbeat. Like she wasn't, like I'm gonna rip your throat out, like Ronda Rousey would be.
But also in that She-Hulk series, guess who's making an appearance?
Who?
Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
Oh, you'd have to, I guess.
He's not going to be playing the Hulk, but he will make an appearance of the show.
Why would you have him on there if he's not playing the Hulk?
She probably needs somebody to inject her with something, and he'll be her doctor or something.
Yeah, but he would have to be the Hulk.
He could just be Dr. Bruce Banner.
Yeah, but he would also have to still be the Hulk.
Not necessarily.
Because he's still in the universe, I don't think you can just be like, no, yeah, he's here, but he's not the Hulk. Because he's still the Hulk. He's still in the universe.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
You can't just have him in a movie and be like, yeah, by the way, no, he's just Bruce Banner now. He is not the Hulk.
That's true.
Like that would just be weird.
He did get Professor Hulk in the Endgame.
Well, that's exactly what I mean. Like it just wouldn't work. If you're gonna throw him in that, like throw someone else in there, but don't throw him in there, and definitely don't be like, yeah, by the way, he's not the Hulk. Like, no, he is the Hulk.
That's the whole thing. They're gonna throw him in there as the Hulk, but they're not like.
Well, that's what I mean. Like they have like so it's what you just like. I thought you meant like he's like not actually going to be the Hulk. Like he kind of is the Hulk now, especially especially if this is after Endgame. He is the Hulk. Like he literally can't go back now. Like
no. So that's our stuff on delays.
Yeah.
Now a very, very popular magazine company and shut down its magazines.
Yeah.
It's not shut down, just the magazine portion is shut down. Playboy magazine has shut down. The iconic adult entertainment magazine is shutting its doors due to the continuing spread of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
The company has announced that the spring edition of their quarterly magazine will be the last of the year, and insinuates that it will be their last one ever. While Playboy is doing well as an international brand, its print publication is sinking, just like everybody else in the game. Who buys magazines anymore? There's internet.
No one does. Like most people just have internet subscriptions to it, like or emails or whatever. Like no one goes out and buys them anymore. Mm-hmm. Like I'm surprised they still kept up enough sales to keep their print business going.
Yeah.
And not gone full digital. Like I'm surprised they were still doing prints.
I'm surprised they're still doing prints too. Gone are the days where somebody leaves a stack of Playboys in the woods and then you go into the woods and find a stack of Playboys. Gone are those days.
100%. Those days are well gone. Like the internet's a thing now.
Internet porn. Checking out that internet porn.
Just internet Playboy. Like why? Like I'm surprised they were still
subscribed to Playboy on the internet.
I'm just surprised they were still doing it. Like it's just crazy to me to think that they were still actually printing and trying to sell those magazines, because there's no way they were ever making money.
Well, you always see those magazines at like a bookstore or behind the counter.
But in the last 10 years, with the advent of the internet and the way subscription services work and stuff like that, like I'm surprised they were even still throwing them on the shelf.
Well, I think magazines are just like if you need to take a dump and you bring a magazine and you're at work, but like even then with phones, with phones and internet and stuff.
That's what I mean. Like people have the internet at their fingertips now. Like no one's going to a store to buy a magazine.
Mm-mm.
People still buy books, sure,
mm-hmm.
but nobody goes to buy a Playboy magazine.
No
one does that anymore.
No,
unfortunately,
nobody. Yeah, there's internet porn.
Yeah.
So there's some good news for the self-isolation.
Yeah.
So, Kevin Smith and George R.R. Martin. So, talking to Facebook in the midst of his self-isolation, Smith told his fans on Tuesday he's been climbing on Snake Mountain and hiking in Runyon Canyon to help pass his time. And now that everything has been canceled for a month or two, I will have time to finish The Twilight of the Mallrats and Clerks 3 scripts. Smith also says adding hiking and writing That's my pandemic plan. Stay safe, my friends. So he's completing scripts.
Good.
Love it.
He finally has time to do it, I guess.
Kevin Smith is my favorite director.
Oh, he's great.
He's
Absolutely
great.
fantastic.
He's my favorite director, and
the View Askew universe is fantastic.
Oh, it's fantastic, and I can't wait for Clerks 3, and I can't wait for.
I mean, Mallrats. I can kind of.
No, Mallrats is probably.
I can wait
in my
for
top
Mallrats.
It's in my top 5 favorite Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Oh yeah, that universe. 100%.
Chasing Amy and then Mallrats.
I don't think even cracks my top 20 favorite movies of all time.
Mallrats is in my top 25 favorite movies of all time.
It doesn't crack my top 25 for me. 100% no. But it's a great movie. I do appreciate it, as it is a very much of a cult classic. And
that was Jason Lee, aka Earl's, first acting gig, because before then he was a skateboarder.
Yeah.
He was one of the skaters and close friends with Tony Hawk, and now he was in Tony Hawk, and he skated around with him and stuff like that. But now he's an actor, and it all started from Mallrats, and Brody's coming back again for Twilight of the Mallrats, and also Clerks 3. Yeah, not my favorite of the Kevin Smith series, but
no, I'm not surprised he's doing it, but
no. Another good point for fans for the self-isolation. George R.R. Martin, after Game of Thrones scribe George R.R. Martin informed his fans he was in self-isolation amid COVID-19. And spending all of his time writing, fantasy fiction enthusiasts were left hopeful that they could finally be getting the 6th novel in the Song of Fire and Ice franchise.
Yeah.
So Song of Fire and Ice, Game of Thrones. George admitted he's aware he's at risk for the coronavirus given his age, and so has been spending more time in Westeros than in the real world, writing book 6, The Winds of Winter. And now they are convinced that the 71-year-old writing will be delivering the goods after hinted he will finally complete it during the pandemic. It's been a long time since the last book 5.
Do you realize how long it's been?
10 years?
Since before Game of Thrones started. Because the books were out before the Game of Thrones started.
So 10 years.
The TV show started. I had read all the books before the show started, and I was waiting for that last book. I've been waiting for that last book since before the TV show started. Been waiting so fucking long for this book.
Well, this self-isolation thing that's been going on this week has been good news for fans.
Oh yeah,
because our favorites are getting stuff done.
Yeah, 100%. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But he's finally gonna fucking do it. Finally finish the book. I need that book.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be.
I need to see how it was supposed to end. That's my thing.
Yeah.
I need to see how it was fucking supposed to end. Not that season 8 they thought they could give to us that we'd be fine with. Yeah.
Well, he's gonna finally make Winds of Winter.
Yep.
And he's gonna release it. And it's going to correct everything that season 8 part 2 did wrong.
Yep.
With all that being said, that's the end of our news segment.
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
I'm going to go on this day in film and television.
Yep. I got video games already queued up.
Honestly, not a lot.
No?
Humphrey Bogart and Vivian Leigh win for an American in Paris.
Yeah.
And yeah, not a lot happened. But Fred Rogers, I don't know how old he would be. He died. He was born he would be 92. Fred Rogers would have been 92 today.
He would be 92, yeah.
And Carl Reiner turned 98. And yeah.
Well, let's say video games. The biggest notable one that came out today was The Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh!
14 years ago today.
Wow. 14 years ago today. I think Elder Scrolls Oblivion, what consoles was that out for?
PC, 360, and PlayStation.
Okay, because I definitely played it.
Yeah. Most people did. That was a lot of people's first introduction to the Elder Scrolls games. Before that, they'd been mostly on PC. But
yeah, no, I definitely played the Oblivion for 360. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that being said,
yeah,
this is the end of our self-isolation podcast.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this episode 24 of A Brew for Two. My name is Brad.
I'm Derek.
And you can follow me on everything at Gingerfin92.
And you can follow me at King Derek on everything, and also follow us at A Brew for Two on Instagram and on Twitter.
Good night, everybody.
Night, guys.